No, 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 no. Mom. Yeah, I need a ride again. No, no, not the mall. The Squidward dance.
Hey bro, why isn't your shirt tucked in?
Today is a dark day, a dark stain on my bed sheets. Today we're going to talk a little bit about the process of developing new parts or trying new parts on a new car. A lot of the systems that new cars have that may be a little too smart, or maybe they're just smart enough. Today we're going to talk about the dark side of modifying your GR Corolla and some of the parts that we have found to have maybe some hiccups. Not bad, we're getting it worked out, but just yeah, join us. I have check engine lights and other weird drivability stuff going on, so it'll be fun. So today we're gonna talk about two products that we installed in the car that are having a little bit of a problem. One of them is resolved. Cool. One of them is not, also cool because we are in touch with them. I do want to preface this by saying it's fine. Like, I'm cool with it. They're new products. We test them on the car before we sell them for this exact reason. So I did just want to say beforehand, if not me like blasting them or whatever, I'm just letting you know what's happening with my specific car and these specific products. So the first thing I want to talk about is the Burger Tuning JB4 tuner. This is a beta product. On their website it says beta. So there might be some little kinks or whatever to work out. In the last video where we went to the track, if you guys saw that one at all, we talked about some of the hiccups we ran into at the track event that caused us to cut it short. When I first plugged it in, it was idling really weird. It was like surging at idle, so I would just be sitting there with the car running and the tachometer would rev up to like 1500 RPM and then it would like cut down to like 800 and then go up to 1500 and then cut down again. So I thought that was kind of weird. I thought it was just like the car like needed to learn. I just installed it. Driving home, there was just like some like surging, some bucking, and just some other like strange drivability issues. I updated the firmware just to make sure that it was 100% the newest one and still had that problem. When I bought this product, I actually got an email from the owner of Burger Tuning, Terry Berger, just letting me know like, hey, congrats on the beta product that you purchased. This is still something we're working on. If you have any feedback for me, let me know directly and we can figure it out. So talked with him, let him know the issues I was having. I sent him some data logs, which is a really cool feature that this has. The data log goes right on your phone, the JB4 app, and you could send it to whoever you want. He took a peek at it and let me know that there was something kind of weird going on. So he asked me to switch the MAP plugs. There are two different MAP plugs. There's a manifold pressure and a charge pipe pressure, boost pressure. So he had me flip those. He thought maybe there was just some issue with like the wiring color and it was just the wrong one. Flip those. It did seem to do better. Like I didn't have that surging issue anymore. So I said, hey, Terry, we're all good. It must have just been like a coloring issue on the wiring, all set. But that's when we went to the track event. The car went into limp mode. It wasn't making any boost. And I was getting check engine lights for MAF Sensor communication error. I forget the code number, but it was just weird. I sent him the log on Sunday morning. He got back to me Sunday afternoon, just letting me know a couple things. So here are the things that I saw when we had that issue at the track. First off, the boost gauge was stuck, like dead pinged at -7 PSI. It wouldn't change if I did anything. I could hear the turbo, so I know it wasn't like a blown turbo, but that was strange. We restarted the car and that's when I got the check engine light for the MAP communication error. The boost gauge was working in boost, but when it was at idle or vacuum, it was just stuck at 0. And that was the car boost gauge as well as the Burger Tuning app boost gauge. That one doesn't go negative, so if it's in vacuum, it should show 0. The issue with that one was that was showing positive boost pressure at idle. So it was showing like 0.6 PSI, which shouldn't be doing that. He had me send him a few more logs, and what he ended up doing was actually just swapping the hardware. I got that installed the way that the manual says to, unlike when we flipped the plugs earlier. And since then, all the issues that I experienced with the boost gauge, with the weird surging and idle, all that stuff is fixed. So I do want to say a big thank you to them for working on that. I did notice since then, and Jordan behind the camera noticed as well, when he was driving the car to do some photos, there is still like some bucking or surging on light throttle in like partial boost. So I'd say like under 5 PSI, like maybe like 30% throttle, it kind of bucks a little bit. I've noticed, it's like, I drive this car every day. If you first start the car up, the first like maybe 5 minutes, it seems to do it. After that, I can't get it to do it. Like I've tried to get it to do it, to do a data log just to see what's going on, and I haven't been able to. I don't know if that's the issue though, because it could be something else. So this is the upper manifold pressure sensor. So that you could see the Rasta colored wires of the JB4 tuner intercept. And then down here This is the one for the charge piping or the boost pressure. So he had me flip these first on the first one that was having a problem, and then on this new one it's to spec of the install guide that they provide. These also have a intercept up here for the MAF sensor to monitor the air entering the engine. So this is all set. This is how it's supposed to be, and yeah, it seems to be working fine. So I was driving my car the other day, you know me, cruising, and all of a sudden I get this check engine light, and I'm like, oh. Luckily on my JB4 Tuner app I can read codes and clear code. This one that I looked up was P2C90, which I googled and couldn't really find anything for Toyota specific, but other manufacturers list it as a PCV system issue, which is like the pressure inside like the head of the engine. For this particular thing, I kind of thought that I knew what that was because there's only one part that we changed that has anything to do with that system. It is the Radium Engineering catch can. Now, I love Radium Engineering. Their products are awesome. The finish, the fit is phenomenal, and the function of them is just like unmatched. I have them in my other car. I know a lot of people that have run Radium and only good things to say about them, but I figured there's probably something going on to do with that. So let's open the engine bay and I'll show you what I found. So I will say the first time that the code popped up, I thought it was right after the track event, so I figured it was just something to do with the JB4 or something like that. So I deleted the code, cleared it, cool. About a week later, it popped back up, so I was like, okay, like I think it has to do with the Radium Engineering part. Cleared the code anyways just to see, like, pray that it went away forever. Didn't. Today it popped back on. So this is the part here, the Radium Engineering catch can. I know we did a video or two about this. So what this does is it takes the vapors from the factory, there's a hose that connects the head and the vapors that swirl around there from combustion and other stuff, puts it into the intake tract. So what that does is it creates a vacuum on this hose to pull those vapors out, get out of there, and then it just feeds it back into the engine intake. So if there are oil vapors that are being sucked into the intake tract, it mixes with fuel and air and all the other stuff that goes into the engine. It could cause like detonation or other stuff, so pre-detonation. So what this does is it's a filter between the head and the intake. So what this does is it intercepts it in between. There's baffling and filtering that happens to take all those vapors out, and then it pulls vacuum from the intake still to clean that air. So it's a much cleaner system. I know with my Subaru and a lot of Subarus, people like religiously run these. A lot of tuners say you have to have one of these for them to tune your car. Even I've heard the issue with a lot of the Subaru ones is the gold standard for those, like the IAGs or the Perrin, are like anywhere from like $500 to $600. This one's great because it's in the 200s, like the low 200 range, which is awesome. There's obviously only one head on this motor as opposed to two on the Subaru, so it's less complicated. But this is a great product. I really support having these on the car, and I support this great company. For some reason, the car's ECU is seeing some sort of variance in the PCV system. So whether that be the increase in volume, which I wouldn't think so, or just the fact that because there's baffling, it's creating a pressure that the car doesn't like to see because it's pulling it through that filtering material, and it might like lower the pressure in there. But either way, for some reason the car doesn't like it. I actually was going to try to like diagnose and see if like maybe like the dipstick that it has to check the level of fluid in there is like not tightened all the way, or the drain plug isn't tightened all the way. But I ended up just calling them. They have a phone number, which is great. A lot of places don't. And just talking to them and saying like, hey, I have this car, I got this product. I just want to see if you guys have seen or heard of this before. And the rep that I talked to actually said he heard from somebody yesterday that they're having the same problem. There's just something with this car being newer, monitoring stuff like that, which like maybe older cars wouldn't have done that, like the older Subarus that I've had. It just doesn't like what's happening with that. It's not to say that there's anything bad having this on the car. I do support having these on the car. It's just that whatever the car is looking for the pressure to be, it's just not there. What I can do in the meantime is you actually reuse the factory hose into the intake tract. So what I can do is just take the hose off the catch can, route it back over here, and then just take this hose and tuck it away for now, which I'll probably do just to keep the check engine lights off. It's just, I get a call every time from the local Toyota dealership. They can monitor what my car is seeing. So this is probably like the 4th time I've got a call from them about check engine lights. So I'm gonna go ahead and just take it off for now. They did assure me that they have a shop car at Radium that they're doing product development on. They are going to closely monitor and really try to get that one to trip this code so they can figure out what it doesn't like. And at that point, they're either going to figure out if it's like a different sort of, if it needs a certain pressure, like pressure threshold, what they can do with the baffling to achieve that. Either way, like they're gonna figure it out. They're a great company. I know they're gonna do that. In the meantime, they have stopped selling those products, and good timing for us. We just got like 5 of them on the shelf yesterday, so I'm gonna take this off the site. There is gonna be some sort of fix for this. It's just gonna be they're doing what they can on their own car to figure it out, and we're doing what we can here for you guys so you don't have the same issue. So I'd love to hear what you guys think. Am I an idiot for modifying my brand new car? Probably, but it's way faster and cooler, and I just like having the stuff in there. If you guys are experiencing any issues with your GR Corolla, I would love to hear it. Please comment below just to kind of see where everyone's at with figuring out the weird quirks or kinks. Until then, please like, please subscribe, please share this video if you guys enjoy seeing this. If you want to show your other GR Corolla friends what they could look forward to when modifying their car. Just a spoiler alert, box over there, boy. Until then.